All right, getting ready to nail that Spark Erosion Machine Operator interview. We're diving deep today, folks, into how to make that interview shine. We'll cover some smart answers and potential follow-up questions, and even some career insights right from RoleCatcher's guides.
Spark Erosion Machine Operators. It
Mm,
really is a fantastic role, blending technical precision, with creating those super intricate parts.
yeah, the ones used in things like transmissions or optical microscopy.
Exactly. It's a real fusion of skill and artistry.
I've always been fascinated by those tiny sparks that can shape metal so precisely.
Oh, yeah.
It's like almost like a controlled mini lightning bolt, like sculpting these masterpieces, but on a microscopic
I
level.
like that.
Before we get too carried away with the sparks, though, let's talk about how to tackle those interview questions head on.
Definitely. Let's start with a classic. What are the typical responsibilities of a spark erosion machine operator?
Okay.
A way for them to really gauge your understanding of the role's day-to-day realities.
Okay, so it seems pretty straightforward,
Yeah.
but I bet there's a way to really make your answer stand out.
Totally. Many candidates might just, list tasks, but you want to kind of elevate your response, by highlighting the WHY behind each responsibility.
Right.
So, for example, when you talk about setting up the machine, instead of just, mentioning, oh, it requires precision, dive into the specific tolerances you might work with.
Oh, interesting.
It shows you understand the level of detail involved.
Okay, so it's about showing that deeper understanding rather than just like that surface level, I know the basics kind of thing.
You got it. And here's a little insider tip. Don't forget to mention dielectric fluids.
Oh,
A
okay.
lot of candidates might overlook that, but it's a crucial aspect of the process. Like mentioning specific types of dielectric fluids and their
All
properties
right.
can really impress interviewers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a great point. It shows you've gone beyond the basics and really looked into the nuances of the job.
Hmm.
Now, what about potential follow-up questions?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So they might ask something like, can you describe a time you had to troubleshoot a machine issue? This is where you want to really showcase your problem-solving skills, but with a real-world example.
Right, right. Because stories always stick better than just listing skills.
Exactly. Think of a specific situation, where you identify the problem, analyze potential solutions, and took action. Walk them through your thought process, highlighting your technical knowledge, your ability to think on your feet.
Don't forget to emphasize the positive outcome.
Exactly. Always end on that high note. Show how your actions resolve the issue. So now let's move on to another common question. What skills and qualifications are required for this role? This is where you can really shine, connecting your abilities directly to what they're looking for.
Okay, yeah. Making that perfect match between your skills and their needs.
Right. Start by carefully reviewing that job description. Highlight keywords related to both, like hard and soft skills. So for hard skills, focus on your knowledge of, spark erosion machine operation and maintenance, understanding electrical discharge machining principles, ability to read technical drawings.
So it's really tailoring your answer to each specific job you apply for, right?
Absolutely. Generic answers, they just won't cut it. And here's where RoleCatcher's AI can be a real game changer, like their CV resume builder. It can help you pinpoint the most relevant skills for each application so you really stand out.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
So it's like having a personalized career coach, basically,
Yeah.
helping you present your skills in the best possible light.
Exactly, like having an expert by your side guiding you through that whole process.
Nice.
Yeah,
But what about soft skills? Those are just as important, right?
definitely. Employers are looking for people who can work effectively as a team, strong communication skills, meticulous attention to detail. These are qualities that can make a big difference in a fast-paced, manufacturing environment.
And speaking of the work environment, I'm curious to know, what's it actually like to be a Spark Erosion Machine Operator?
Well, according to RoleCatcher's guides, you can expect to work in manufacturing facilities or machine shops,
Right?
possibly even clean rooms, especially if those parts you're making are for sensitive applications.
Clean rooms.
Yeah.
Now that sounds intriguing. Why is Spark Erosion so important for creating, components in things like optical microscopy?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, optical microscopy relies on super precise lenses and mirrors to, magnify objects at a microscopic level. And spark erosion machining allows for the creation of these parts, these intricate components with incredible accuracy,
Okay.
ensuring the highest quality optical performance.
So it's like shaping metal on a scale that's almost invisible to the naked eye.
You got it. The precision achieved through spark erosion is crucial for advancements in fields like, optical microscopy, letting us explore the world at that microscopic level.
Wow, that's fascinating. I'm starting to see why this role needs so much attention to detail and technical expertise. But let's get back to those interview questions. Are there any other like tricky ones that they might throw at you?
Oh, for sure. They might ask, how do you stay updated on the latest advancements in spark erosion machining? They're really looking for your commitment to continuous learning and professional development here.
Oh, so it's not just what you know now, it's your willingness to kind of stay ahead of the curve.
Exactly. Mention any workshops, seminars, industry conferences you've attended or plan to attend. You can also highlight your interest in, online learning platforms, professional journals.
Right. So it's all about showing that passion for the field and, that dedication to staying at the forefront of spark erosion technology.
You got it. And speaking of showcasing your passion, remember, RoleCatcher's AI can also provide feedback on your interview answers.
Oh, right.
Their AI-powered analysis can help you refine your delivery, making sure you communicate your knowledge and enthusiasm effectively.
It's like having a personal coach who analyzes your performance and, gives you those personalized tips to improve.
And the best part is you can practice as much as you need. Receiving instant feedback helps you build confidence and really ace that interview.
That's a game changer.
Okay.
Back to those interview questions. I'm ready for the next challenge.
Right, let's talk about those tricky behavioral questions. Can you describe a time you had to make a difficult decision related to a spark erosion machining project? These questions are meant to assess your judgment, problem solving, and how you handle pressure.
Right, yeah. These always feel a bit daunting.
Yeah.
Any advice on how to, tackle those?
The STAR method is your best friend here. It stands for situation, task, action, and result. So start by clearly describing the situation. Then outline the specific task you had to complete. Explain the actions you took, emphasizing your decision-making, and any challenges you overcame.
So it's about, walking them through your thought process step by step.
Exactly. And remember to quantify your results whenever possible. Did you improve efficiency, reduce waste, enhance the quality, highlight the positive impact of your actions?
So it's not just about telling the story, it's about, demonstrating that ability to analyze, make good decisions, and, get results.
You got it. And remember, choose an example that's relevant to that specific job.
Right.
If the job description emphasizes precision, focus on a time when your attention to detail was crucial in solving a problem.
Oh, that's a great tip. It's tailoring your answers to exactly what the employer is looking for.
Exactly. And before we move on to more questions, let's touch on some career insights, that might give you an edge.
Okay.
All right.
What kind of insights can we, glean from RoleCatcher's guides?
Well, they provide really valuable info about potential hazards in the work environment. You'll be dealing with, electrical discharges, sharp metal work pieces, possibly even exposure to those dielectric fluids.
Right.
Understanding these hazards and emphasizing your commitment to safety is super crucial during an interview.
So it's showing that you care about safety, not just for yourself, but, for everyone around you and the whole work environment.
You got it. Safety's paramount in this field, and your answers should reflect that. Now, are you ready for another interview question?
Bring it on. I'm feeling much more confident already.
Awesome. Let's tackle this one. Can you tell me about a time you had to work as part of a team to achieve a common goal? This question assesses your teamwork and collaboration skills. They're essential in any manufacturing environment.
Yeah. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Exactly. When you're answering this one, choose an example that highlights your ability to communicate effectively, to delegate tasks, resolve conflicts, and contribute to a positive team dynamic.
Okay. So it's not just saying I worked in a team. It's showing what you did, what your contributions were, how you helped the team succeed.
Exactly. And remember to focus on the positive aspects of your experience. Emphasize the shared success and what you learned.
That makes sense. This is all incredibly valuable information. I'm really seeing how preparation is key to acing this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But what if you get a question that just throws you off guard?
Well, it's bound to happen. The key is to stay calm. Take a moment, gather your thoughts, and answer honestly. If you don't know the answer, don't try to bluff.
Yeah. Okay. So honesty is the best policy here.
Absolutely. You can always say something like, that's a great question. I'm not familiar with that specific aspect, but I'm eager to learn more about it. It shows your willingness to, expand your knowledge, highlighting your commitment to professional growth.
Well, that's great. It turns like a potential weakness into an opportunity to show that you're eager to learn.
Exactly. And speaking of learning, let's loop back to RoleCatcher's AI. Their platform offers a really unique feature: video practice with AI feedback.
Oh, video practice.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds incredibly helpful.
You can record yourself answering those interview questions and get instant feedback, on your delivery, body language, your overall presentation. It's like having a virtual interview coach at your fingertips.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's taking your preparation like to the next level, refining those skills through practice and in that personalized feedback.
You got it. And remember, practice makes perfect. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become, and that confidence will shine through.
Yeah, that's great advice. I'm feeling much more prepared already.
Awesome.
But before we wrap up, is there anything else we should keep in mind as we head into that interview?
Yes. Remember to research the company, the specific role you're applying for. Understanding their mission, values, goals, it shows genuine interest, helps you tailor your answers.
So it's about going beyond the job description and showing you've really done your homework.
You got it. It shows you're not just looking for any job, but you're specifically interested in this opportunity.
Right.
Yeah.
This has been a really insightful deep dive. Like I'm feeling so much more prepared to tackle these questions. Is there anything else we should cover before we move on?
Yes, there are a few more key points. First, make sure to arrive on time. Dress professionally and, have a positive attitude.
Yeah. First impressions are everything.
They really are. And be prepared to ask thoughtful questions at the end of the interview. It shows your engagement and genuine interest.
Okay, so it's not just answering their questions. It's having that meaningful conversation, showing your curiosity.
Exactly. And lastly, remember to follow up with a thank you note after the interview.
Oh, yeah.
It's a simple gesture, but can go a long way.
All great advice. I'm feeling ready to spark some brilliance in this interview. What about you?
Absolutely. With the right preparation and a positive mindset, you can definitely do this.
This has been a fantastic deep dive. I'm feeling much more confident, much more prepared to tackle those questions. But before we wrap up this part, I have one more question.
Okay, go ahead.
What about career advancement? Like where can this role lead in the future?
Good question. According to RoleCatcher's guides, as you gain experience, you can move into, supervisory or managerial roles. You could specialize in a specific industry, like, the transmission or optical microscopy fields that we talked about.
Okay, so it's a career with like real potential for growth and specialization.
Oh, absolutely. The demand for skilled Spark Erosion Machine Operators, it's on the rise. With continuous learning and networking, you can position yourself for some really exciting opportunities.
That's great to hear. Like it's inspiring to know that this role isn't just a job, it's a potential career path, opportunities for growth and advancement.
Exactly. And remember, RoleCatcher's skill guides can be a really valuable resource for staying up to date with the latest, technologies, techniques.
Oh, that's a great reminder. I'm definitely going to check out those guides. Well, on that note, I think we've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our deep dive. Are you ready to move on to the next section?
Let's do it. I'm excited to, delve deeper into some more advanced concepts and strategies.
Awesome.
Let's shift gears a little bit and talk about a question that, often trips people up.
Okay.
What are some of the challenges you anticipate facing in this role, and how would you overcome them?
Oh, okay.
It's where they really want to see, how you handle potential roadblocks,
Yeah.
how you think critically about the job's demands.
Right. So it's not just about your skills. It's like, are you aware of those potential issues? And are you, thinking ahead, being proactive?
Exactly. This is your chance to really highlight your understanding of the field's nuances. So, for instance, you could mention the challenge of, maintaining precision when working with complex geometries or different materials.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. But like, how do you structure that answer to really show your problem-solving skills?
Again, the STAR method can be super helpful here.
Okay.
Outline a specific challenge, like perhaps a complex part you had to machine in the past.
Okay.
Then describe the task, like achieving those required tolerances.
Right.
Detail the actions you took, maybe researching different machining strategies, collaborating with colleagues, or experimenting with different electrode materials.
Right. So showing that you're resourceful, that
Yeah,
you're willing to explore different solutions.
exactly. And don't forget to, quantify the positive outcome. Like, did you achieve the precision? Did you find a more efficient method? Highlight your, success in overcoming that challenge.
It's about turning a potential negative into a positive by, showing your resilience and your ability to solve problems.
Exactly.
Okay, this is all starting to make a lot more sense.
Great. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Remember, interview prep is all about, anticipating these questions and having a clear, concise, compelling answer.
Right. Yeah. Speaking of compelling answers, I've noticed that some of these job descriptions mention like specific software programs.
Yeah.
Do you have any insights into that?
Oh, absolutely. You're likely to get questions about your, computer skills, especially related to the software they use. Like they might ask about your experience with, say, CAD/CAM software, for designing and programming those machining paths.
That's where RoleCatcher's AI could come in handy.
You're right. Their AI can analyze those job descriptions and highlight those specific software skills that employers are looking for.
Right.
It can even help you, tailor your resume and cover letter to emphasize those skills.
Mhm. It's like having like a personal assistant that's like going through and finding the things that really matter.
Exactly. It takes the guesswork out of the process.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's get back to those interview questions.
Sure.
Are there any other like technical areas we should be ready for?
Okay, how about this one? Can you explain the different types of spark erosion machines and their applications?
Okay.
This tests your technical knowledge and your ability to explain, those complex concepts clearly.
Right, that's a good one. I know there are different types, but off the top of my head, I don't know if I could explain them.
That's where the prep comes in.
Okay.
Take some time to, research the different types like wire EDM, die sinking EDM, hole drilling EDM.
Okay.
Understand their specific capabilities and what they're best suited for.
So it's about not just being able to name the different types, but like knowing when to use which one.
Exactly. So, for example, you could explain, how wire EDM is great for those intricate shapes with high precision.
While die sinking EDMs, better for cavities and molds.
Right. This is where that understanding of how it works, the principles behind spark erosion machining, that really comes into play.
Absolutely. The interviewer wants to see that you understand not just the how, but the why behind these technologies.
This is where like RoleCatcher skill guides could be really helpful too.
Oh, for sure.
Right. They go into, detail about all the different machining processes, spark erosion included.
Exactly. Those guys are a fantastic resource for anyone looking to really, expand that knowledge, gain that edge.
Yeah. Speaking of gaining an edge, what about salary expectations? Is that something that comes up in these interviews?
It often does, especially towards the end.
Okay.
They might ask, like, what are your salary expectations for this role?
Ugh, that's always such a tough question to answer.
The key is to do your research beforehand.
Look up the average salaries for Spark Erosion Machine Operators in your area. Consider your experience level and the specific industry.
Right, so it's knowing your worth, but also, being realistic.
Exactly. You can also, phrase your answer in a way that emphasizes like your focus on the opportunity and the value you bring rather than just the number.
Right, so it's showcasing your enthusiasm for the work and what you can do for the company.
Exactly. And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can also provide insights into salary ranges for those specific job roles.
Oh, wow.
Based on their analysis of market data.
So it's another way that the AI can help you, like, really navigate that job search with confidence.
You got it. Their platform is designed to empower job seekers.
Nice.
Yeah.
This has been a really insightful conversation. I'm feeling a lot more prepared to tackle these questions.
Good.
But before we move on, I'm curious to learn a little more about like the career path for this role. What are some of the the long-term growth opportunities?
Great question. So according to RoleCatcher's career guides, as you gain experience and expertise, you can move into more specialized roles, like becoming a lead operator, a process engineer, or even a quality assurance specialist.
Oh, okay. So there's like a clear progression from the hands-on to the more technical, more supervisory.
Exactly. And with the demand for precision manufacturing always growing, the career prospects for skilled spark erosion machine operators they're very promising.
That's fantastic. Like, it's encouraging to know that this field offers not just a job, but a career path, opportunities to grow, to specialize.
Absolutely. And remember, continuous learning, it's key in this field. Staying updated on the latest technologies and techniques will, really set you up for success.
And RoleCatcher skill guides are a fantastic resource for that.
You got it. They provide, comprehensive information, training modules on a wide range of topics relevant to spark erosion machine operators.
Yeah, this deep dive has been so valuable. I'm feeling much more confident and prepared.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Remember, preparation is key. The more you practice, the more confident you'll feel, and that confidence will really come through.
Yeah. Before we wrap up this section, I have one final question.
Okay.
What are some of the emerging trends in spark erosion machining that could impact, what these jobs look like in the future?
Oh, that's a great question. One of the key trends is the increasing use of automation and robotics in spark erosion machining.
Oh, wow.
This means operators are going to need to be comfortable working with and programming these advanced systems.
So it's not just like manual dexterity and precision anymore. It's about understanding computer-aided manufacturing, robotics.
Exactly. Another trend is the growing demand for micro EDM, which involves machining those parts at the micron level. This requires even greater precision and specialized knowledge of those micro EDM techniques.
So it sounds like the field's always evolving.
Yeah.
Which makes, continuous learning even more important.
You're absolutely right. To stay ahead, spark erosion machine operators are going to need to embrace these new technologies, expand their skills, and be adaptable.
Yeah, that's fascinating. It's really interesting to see how these trends are going to shape this role in the years to come.
For sure. It's an exciting time to be in this field, with advancements happening all the time.
Definitely. Well, on that note, I think we've covered a lot of ground in this second part of our deep dive. Are you ready to move on to the final section?
Let's do it. I'm eager to, wrap things up and leave our listeners with some final tips.
Okay. All right. We've covered so much, like from those tough interview questions to, the future spark erosion machining.
Yeah.
I feel like we've really equipped our listeners with like a toolbox, to impress any interviewer.
We've certainly given them a lot to think about, but before we send them off to, spark their brilliance, let's circle back to RoleCatcher's AI,
right,
and how it can really be like a secret weapon in that job search.
Oh, absolutely. We've mentioned it a few times, but it's worth really hitting home. How RoleCatcher's AI can really step up your interview game. It's not just finding jobs; it's about presenting yourself, in the best way possible.
Exactly. They're AI tools. They go beyond, that basic resume building. They help you tailor your application to each specific job, highlighting the most relevant, skills and experience. It's like having like a personal career strategist who's analyzing your profile and optimizing it for maximum impact.
And don't forget about that AI-powered interview practice.
Oh, yeah.
Like being able to record yourself answering questions and get that instant feedback on your delivery, the content, even your body language. That's so valuable.
It's like having, a virtual mock interview with an expert who can pinpoint those areas for improvement, provide personalized guidance.
Right.
Like this kind of feedback, it's a game changer. Helps you refine your presentation, build confidence before that real deal.
Yeah, it's turning those nerves into like focused energy, And RoleCatcher's AI gives you the tools and the support to do that.
Exactly. It empowers you to approach that interview with preparedness and self-assurance.
Right.
Knowing that you've honed those skills and you're ready to showcase your best self.
It sounds like RoleCatcher's AI is a true ally in that whole job search journey. Like guiding you every step of the way, helping you really unlock your potential.
Absolutely. It's about leveraging that power of technology, to enhance your skills, personalize your approach, and ultimately land that dream job.
I think we've covered everything we set out to do in this deep dive. We've gone over the ins and outs of spark erosion machining, tackled those tough questions, explored the career prospects in this field.
And we've emphasized, the role that RoleCatcher's AI can play in helping job seekers reach their goals.
Definitely. To all our listeners out there getting ready for those Spark Erosion Machine Operator interviews, remember to, showcase your passion, highlight those skills, and really leverage the power of AI to help you shine.
And most importantly, believe in yourself.
Yeah.
You've got the knowledge, the skills, the drive. You got this.
On that note, we'll leave you with one final thought-provoking question
Okay.
to kind of ponder as you go on this career journey.
Mm-hmm.
If you could create a new training program for aspiring Spark Erosion Machine operators, what key elements would you include to ensure their success?
That's a fantastic question. It really encourages you to, think beyond the interview, consider that bigger picture of skill development and career growth.
To all our listeners, we wish you the best of luck in those interviews and your future careers. Remember, the world of Spark Erosion machining is full of opportunities, and with the right preparation, the right mindset, you can spark a brilliant future.